Okay, has anyone updated the slides yet?
I've been through them a bit, but I have not updated them. I don't know if anyone else checked out that update they sent, but there was like a video where one of the previous guys from Oregon talked about like how he put the presentation together and stuff. Um, and I feel like theirs was definitely like a little more graphic designed and like manicured and stuff.
Oh, do you want to share a screen and let us know like how which part would you like to like incorporate into our presentation?
Well, I don't have anything like super specific, but I was just thinking that we should spend a bit of time on like the graphic design and presentation of it.
Okay.
Which makes sense. Yeah, I can look at and share the. So this is like the basically the semi-final presentation. So I mean, we can replace with the newest renders. I think we could do one or two maybe new drawings that are just like sections or just kind of nice views for people to look at.
Mhm.
You know, maybe change up the background so it's not quite as jarring.
Yeah.
I think overall the info is still good. I would just be a little worried about the engineering, making sure that we're very clear on like all the details and how the modular stuff happens, because I'm sure they're going to ask about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the life cycle went pretty well. This all looks great. I think the only other thing is like the solar and storage heat pump, and then the UI, which this slide was great, by the way. Nice job, Max.
Yeah. But like I was thinking, like should we include our video in there? Like if let's say if there are some slides there, I'm not sure because like the video I just put it there, see if it's helpful.
It sounded like they recommended against longer videos.
It's like it's a whole minute, yeah, but there's no sound. It's like it's like what we did for our multimedia project pitch. So it's
it is a really
background. Huh?
It is a really good video.
Yeah.
I could double check what they said in that video. I think they recommended against like longer videos, but they were okay with like shorter things.
Yeah, or we can just cut portion of it to talking about, or just I don't know. You like mentioned about the while the architecture team is talking about the design. I mean, because it's
It does do a really good job. I think we should include it. We put all the work into it.
yeah.
This is the same video for the multimedia pitch, right?
Yeah, same video. But multimedia project pitch, like I don't know, do they watch it right before the multimedia project pitch, like right before our presentation, or they actually just yeah, I don't know about the multimedia project pitch because like thing is it could have been a thing where the Solar Decathlon is going to use our multimedia project pitch as a commercial for the future competitions.
Yeah, I think it doesn't get shown as part of the presentation, so I think it would still be okay. It is a little it's on the long side, I would say, maybe because we only have 8 minutes for the whole presentation. And that's maybe if we could like chop it down to like 30 seconds or something, it would be worth showing while someone talked over it, like in the architecture team.
Yeah, makes sense too. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, we just play for 30 seconds and then we'll just cut off later on. Yeah. So, okay. Should we start to tackle the engineering presentation first because that's the part that has the least graphics for now.
Yeah, and I feel like we should all just be kind of copying over some of the stuff we did into the presentation where we think it fits. It definitely still doesn't reflect like all the stuff we have on that.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's also what's mentioned. Oh yeah, but have you guys watched the full video of our multimedia project pitch. Have I seen it? Okay, that's great. That's great. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, essentially the presentation is like a full length of the short video that we just made. Let's turn that. The slides later today. Okay, it's okay, Sterling. All right. So, okay. How do you guys want to do it? I mean, I can just start sharing screen and see what we can do with it, or we just work on it our own like right now, or any suggestions.
Sorry, I might have missed it. What are the suggestions for engineering team A slides?
It's more of just graphics to make it more appealing in some way, because I mean, if it's only dates, I mean, of course it has enough information, but if there are, it's like probably the design thing. Let's say if Gavin mentioned something the background, we can just sort of change it to make it less jarring.
Well, we do need to copy over the final details.
Yeah, I was going to use Hayden's final details, but
Mhm.
like I was marking up some of the, small stuff that I see is not like as accurate. And I was going to like show you my markups, and because there's something that I'm not sure, like, because I see a double wall and I don't think we're doing a double wall framing.
Let's cover that.
Would it be okay if I share my screen?
Go for it. Go for it.
Still, give me 1 sec. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what you see, right? Can you see my cursor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like for this roof, I'm seeing like 2 walls right here, like one over here and the other one over here. And I'm just curious, like, are we doing a double wall framing? Because the entire width, the total width depth of the stud should be 5.5 inch. And then the depth.
Hayden,
I think I put it like a double wall because like I was measuring like the CAD file that you gave me previously, and then like the single layer of the stud doesn't like take 5 inch, so I just kind of like make it like having a thicker profile to fit like a 5.5 inch or like even 6 inch, because for drawings like yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's a mistake on my end, on our end. So like the total width of the stud should be 5.5.
Okay.
It would be solid stud right here, and then the installation would go like this. It would be more, it would be closer to the sketch that I sent you than Keel has in the CAD file. And then just the proportion is off too, because the depth of the joist should be 12 inches. So it's like almost like twice as deep as the width of the studs right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think did I put any like, I don't think I put like very specific dimensions. Yeah, for this case, I think if they really ask, then we can like explain it. So
I don't think I think it's just like I want things to look right on the presentation. It's fine because we already submitted this, right?
yeah, I don't think like we have to like go through all the very detailed dimensions when we have to do a presentation, unless they really ask for it. So yeah.
No, I'm just saying like graphic wise, I just want it to be shown right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They are going to ask about
If
the.
you have time, then we can do this. If not, then we can just focus on more important stuff. But like, this is also for future reference. So
mhm,
like usually the joists are like deeper than the studs. So the studs are right here, right? You have the double top plates,
mhm,
Mhm. And you have a rim joist right here. The rim joists are typically 1 3/4 width wide.
mhm.
And then you have your plywood, right? So this is what it would look like, really.
Yeah. Just one question, like I'm not sure, like because like we have submitted these stuff, like this part of drawing, so I don't know like if there's any consequences if we like present like some of these graphics with
Different
kind of different.
version.
Yeah.
It should be fine, actually. It should be fine because that's where we submit our presentation slides last. Yeah.
We should correct any mistakes if possible.
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Because like,
I can do this over the weekend. Yeah.
yeah, if it's pretty obvious to, the eye, the experience that, it's off scale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's also something good to, know for future reference.
Mm-hmm.
And here, I just want the sill plate is what we
Mhm.
call it, to be a little wider. So like the joist, this joist right here, it's
Mhm.
sitting on top of the sill plate.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't need the double line here, right here,
Mm-hmm.
because, well, it depends if you're using eye joist or solid sawn lumber, right?
Okay.
So in this case, I think we're using sawn lumber, so we can remove this line.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just showing some typical dimensions for these kind of things, just for future reference. Here, the rim joist should be like just one big wood block right here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then a similar idea. It should just be two double top plates right here,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're doing back like a single wall framing, right?
Single wall
Okay.
framing.
Okay. I will change the lines back.
Yeah, it's quite typical to have double wall framing too, but like if we do double wall framing, then we need to kind of show that on the plan view, so it will be more work. Yeah, it's quite typical to have double wall framing. It's more expensive, but then you get the nice window offset right here, like right. You get the little. This is like the bottom of the window.
Mm-hmm.
Seal. Yeah, you get this little.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Step back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, recessing.
No. So if you wanted to have like something like this in your design in the future, you can consider double wall framing. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Also, here the plywood, the sheathing should extend all the way over
Mm-hmm.
rim joist.
Okay.
Okay. It's just like tiny stuff, but it's good to know.
One thing I was looking at is that it's the cladding is called out as like external wall tile,
This one?
with like tile grout in between. Yeah. We're doing those fiber cement panels, right? I don't think those generally use grout. I don't even know if they're called tiling really. Let me see if I can find a detail.
Okay, so if we do fiber cement, then we don't need tile grout. Is it what you're saying?
I think so. Let me just double check. See if I can find a detail of the fiber cement. Yeah, here's a small one. Let's see. Right here.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yes, it's directly nailed to the framing,
Yeah.
to the studs.
Yeah, I put the grout is like I was assuming the tiles were like kind of wet joints instead of like dry kind of like panels, but yeah, if that's the case, I can change it.
Yeah, there's like a flashing, so like water is not getting into the framing through the gap. So they added like a flashing, something like this.
Yeah, and there's the barrier.
Mm.
Yeah, the little thing that holds the panels together. It's a good corner, but
Okay.
okay. Yeah, just that would probably be a little more realistic.
Yeah, we don't need to show dimensions, but the dimensions are there for your, for the scaling purposes. All right, I'm gonna put the markup in the share folder under final, so you can take a look.
Mhm.
It's great. Thank you, Raji.
Okay,
Awesome.
for the final image. Oh, maybe not that huge one.
Oh, also, yeah, here's a link to our final presentation.
And I also remember Gavin said the engineering presentation should focus more on the modular design.
Well, I think they're going to ask about that. The jurors are going to ask about that, so we should have like a bit of information on like how the module is constructed and how it's different from traditional construction. I know we haven't really focused on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So on that, the modules are gonna be constructed off-site and they're gonna be shipped to the construction site and be assembled together.
Or was the wall was assembled off-site or the whole module?
The whole module, including the floor framing and everything. And then
And sorry, go ahead.
and then on the construction site, they're gonna like connect the modules together.
And
Mhm.
for the non-module units, the walls is manufactured and assembled on site.
I suppose so.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, plant prefab had like a little section with some details that maybe I can post and like look over just to make sure they like have an idea of how the system goes together. I'll look for it.
Okay.
Cool. In terms of like the LCA, do you just think that one slide is enough? Was there more supporting info?
It's because like we have added information, but we are only limited to 8 minutes, right?
Right.
So it's hard to, when you have like the same amount of time and you have like more stuff to put into, the entire presentation. Yeah.
I think maybe like we can add maybe a slide or two just like showing the drawings of the modules. Like I made the module schedule and then like when you guys talking about it and just go through it and kind of just showing. I think and kind of more important stuff, at least for the engineering part, is like showing some maybe numbers and important figures of like, especially for the energy performances. I feel like there should be like a more finalized figures, right, at this stage, so that I think it's important like to pinpoint comparing like our results with, let's say, more typical average or something like that.
Yeah, for the EUI, like comparing it to similar EUIs and like explaining a bit about that value. Like, I mean, it's due to like some of the passive shading. It's due to like the efficient light fixtures and the, I guess we have that page, the kind of electrification, and then the heat pump system. I guess that's more engineering B and Sterling.
Yeah, I know that since Gavin was instrumental in working on getting that EUI using Python Studio, maybe sometime this weekend you can meet with me and Sterling and we can kind of discuss putting that figure and the kind of getting to better know the inputs that you put in and how to kind of put that into proper context. If you're open available to meet, I think that'd be great. So that we can put all that together.
That sounds good. Just as like a general overview, it wasn't like, I don't think as detailed as the HERS score. The program I use, you basically input all the geometry, which I assume determine and like the location, and that gives you like the kind of solar gains. And I think you do the wall construction, which in our case was like the single stud wall with the cellulose insulation. So I entered that. I entered the heat pump system with a really high coefficient of performance of 4, which is optimistic. I think I did LED lighting and windows that actually did solar gains because that was better in the because there was more heating and cooling. But yeah, we can definitely meet separately and go over.
Okay, for sure. And I know that this isn't much of a constellation at this late in the game, but the person from NRL did reach out to me, I think the tail end of last week. I haven't had a chance to update y'all since we didn't have like a meeting after, or, I felt that it was a little late, but he was able to kind of tweak some of the inputs from the RemRate software. And he was able to get a number for like energy consumption and all that with kind of the inputs that we got. I know it's definitely too late to kind of implement it now since we already have like an EUI. So yeah, like I mentioned before, definitely understanding what you put into the model and putting it into context, I think would be good, because that was one of the things that Jurors asked for, is more like energy modeling, like Hayden said, specific numbers, and we can definitely make that good.
What number did you come up with?
I don't have my laptop on me at the moment. I can pull it up at a later time when we meet, and see what's up with that. Because the main issue with that program was that I wasn't getting numbers for like heating or cooling loads. It was either 0 or like N/A. So there was one of the changes that he put into it was actually a bug in the system. And if you recall, I reached out to the support system for the software, and they had mentioned I needed to upgrade to a newer version and things like that. But yeah, when we meet with you, me and Sterling, I can show you the kind of the energy loads and stuff that came out of that.
Okay. What time works for meeting? Sometime Monday.
Well, what day works best for you? Is it weekend or Monday?
Good.
What was
if you're around tomorrow, if you're around, it'd be good. Tomorrow afternoon, maybe.
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, I'm available. Should be available after 3 tomorrow.
Okay.
I have to check with Sterling to see when he's available. So yeah, he can either put it in the chat or just let me know and we'll coordinate with you.
Okay, yeah, I'm free anytime after 3 too, so just whatever time Sterling wants is good.
Great. Yeah, and I was also curious. I didn't get a chance to watch the entire webinar, but I do plan on watching it, because I definitely feel like, getting that perspective from a student team lead and also a juror would be useful, because I know for me, one of the things that gets me a little bit anxious is the whole like 15-minute question and answer section. But I guess in general, and I mean, that's why we're going to be meeting and finalizing these slides and going over it with me and Sterling so that we have a good grasp of the material. But I'm curious from, like, for those who were able to watch the webinar, what were some of like the kind of, I don't know, the type of advice that was kind of like, almost like in regards to like the entire presentation as a whole, because I know that one of the pieces of advice was, hey, get to know like your juror a bit, and maybe you can, leverage some of that knowledge so that in some type of way. I think there's also mention of, what makes our project different from others. And I know like us being like modular nature, like that whole modular design element is very crucial in our design. Are there any kind of like overarching themes or things that we want to kind of, have expressed throughout the entire presentation?
I would say from the architecture side, yeah, the key thing is modularity for lower cost, but also for flexibility. It's kind of a generic-ish site just on a corner, but the idea is that it could shift around and change in anything. So I think we would emphasize that. Also kind of the communal outdoor living, which is a response to like the California climate and kind of neighborhood values. I think engineering would probably have separate things to emphasize.
Yeah, also I was thinking it's like in response to let's say 15-minute jury section, I think we can actually sort of prepare for that after 16th, because from 16th to 22nd we have that amount of time to sort of like do research on jurors together, or think about questions together from the slides that we have. So I guess we should now in this meeting focus on what we should do for this weekend together, and then on Monday we meet again, and then we have a finalized PowerPoint together. But yeah, go for it, Gavin.
Here's the jurors. Got a graphic designer that does architecture, so she'll care about the drawings. There's a home builder, so he's probably going to care about the details. Civil engineer, sustainable architect. Yeah, so those 4, 5, 4. Yeah, all look pretty serious. I'm sure they're gonna ask some serious questions. It might be helpful to maybe have a meeting with Todd or Alan, who's like energy, climatology, HVAC guy in our department, and maybe we could like do a mock presentation to them later in the week, and they could ask us questions, and that would help us like prepare for some real questions from jurors.
Okay, yeah, I'll schedule a time with Todd then.
I think it'd be good to have Alan too, because I do think Todd is like less up on all the climatology and stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
I can handle scheduling that. Sorry, Alan's.
Okay.
I'll send that out.
Thank you, Gavin.
So that meeting would be with Professor Todd Lynch, and who else did you mention?
Alan is the kind of environmental control systems and like climatology guy in our department. So he would be able to talk about like the HVAC and the heat pump and other systems.
Narrowing down our presenters. One thing the video mentioned was narrowing down our presenters. Is that something we wanted to? What do you mean by narrowing down our presenters? Like
fewer people presenting.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely choosing those people who will be presenting. I think people who are able to have a good grasp of like the segment that they're presenting, who can think on their feet, and also like dividing up like what slides, which I mean we did do with the semi-final presentation, so.
So we how many should we narrow it down to? Because let's say the people that attended today, there are 2 from architecture team, 2 from, oh, I guess we can just go with this, like what we have right now for today, because there's like 2 from each team for sub team. Yeah, so it's like 2 less. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure, but we can decide that later on because we have to sort of really complete the slides first, I guess. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I do think that people will be responsible for their own slides. Six is probably fine. We could do anywhere between like 6 and 3.
Yeah. Now there are 6 of you guys. So I mean, I think that'll just work out.
I think only the presenters can answer the questions though, so
Oh,
maybe-
just one person from each sub team to do that, or just, I mean, anyone can do that, honestly. Yeah. Right.
So when you guys want to meet to kind of do a final check-in on these slides before they're submitted?
Yeah, I was thinking about Monday night if you guys are okay with that.
yeah, that sounds good.
Monday night at like 9 p.m. Too late,
Sure.
or 8. I mean, up to you guys. Let's do 8. Actually, let's do 8. Would that work? Or 7? Oh, yeah, I'm free from 6 to whenever. Yeah. So
Same here. Yeah, after 6.
after 6, with 6 people, the best time for all of us.
Well, what can we do 6:30? Because
6:30. Okay.
go home.
I have a meeting at 6.
Okay. So 7.
I don't know for the other ones.
So let's
Yeah,
stick.
how was 8 o'clock?
Let's do 8 then. Okay, let's do 8 then. Okay.
How was 8, Kaiji and Kenny? How was that?
Okay. Let's do 8 then.
Hey, it works.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, and Sterling also mentioned that he will be free for tomorrow from any time before 5. So I guess for Gavin, Jared,
Let's do it at 5.
you guys can do like around 3, 4, or 5. Up to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, anytime after 3 tomorrow works for me, Gavin, and Sterling. So yeah,
Yeah.
3 or 4.
4.
You know,
Should we say 4 p.m. then?
sure, we can do 4 p.m. Is that good with you, Sterling? You can just let us know in the chat. But he said earlier than 5, so that should be good.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Works for Sterling. All right then. For Gavin, Jared, Sterling, do you guys want anyone to join the meeting as well, or you 3 will be good?
I think we're good.
Okay. Now just yeah, you guys can sort that out, and I'll send a calendar invite after the meeting for Monday. And wow, yikes. Do you guys have any more things that you wanna add on to in this meeting? Because if not, I think we're good for today, right?
Yeah, I'll just say that like if everyone can take a look at, I mean, I guess divvy up between the 6 people you have here, decide with your other person on your team which parts of the presentation you're going to cover, and then kind of be responsible for those slides and putting in information on those slides that you know and care about, and then kind of be prepared to answer questions on those. That's how this is going to go.
Awesome. Others? Okay, I guess that's it. All right. See you guys on Monday, 8 p.m. and have a great weekend.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, you all too. Take care.
Sure.
Hey guys.
Bye.
There's you.